Alrighty, well, we're going to start our work with circles now. If you haven't yet, let's go to page 276. Pause the video if you need to, because I'm going to go right into it. Alrighty, when we're looking at a circle, the first thing we have to identify is either radius or diameter. Now here's the difference, and this is your vocab of the day. Radius is like the center point to the outside, so it's like halfway across. The diameter is all the way across. So here's what we can do then. If we know the diameter, we can cut it in half to get the radius. In other words, divide by 2, right? And if we have the radius, we can double it or multiply by 2. So there's your relationship between the two. If you can remember that, you will be already on your way. Now, the whole point of this came about because we were talking about our area and our volumes. And here's what we'll do. We'll do the area of a circle first, and it's really quite an easy equation to use. They always say area of a circle equals pi r squared. And what that means is whenever you have like pi and r, anything, it just means pi times r. So pi times r squared, right? So if we can find our radius, we can figure out the area of a circle. Alright? And they give on page 277 an example. There's a circle, and there's a stick going into the middle, and it says r equals 5 m, or meters. So if we were to plug 5 into that equation, it would be pi times 5 squared. Okay? Well, if you're a real smart cookie, you know what 5 squared is. It's 5 times 5, right? Which is 25. Right on, said. So it'll be pi times 25. Okie dokie. Let's go to the old calculator. And on our calculators we use right now in class, where is it on here? I'm looking. I see it. It's this EXP button down here. But it's actually, we got to hit shift first, I believe. So if we hit shift, which is in the upper left corner there, shift and then that, up shows 3.1415. That is the value of pi. So we could do that, and we could hit times 25, and where's my equals? Equals. And I get 78.5398. So I rounded off to like 78.5, something like that. Alright. A lot of times what you see is this. In place of pi, a lot of times they just write 3.14. Now, I'll go back to the calculator here, and if you remember right, it was 3.1415. They just shortened it to 3.14. So you may see that pretty often. So, area of a circle is, there it is pi r squared, or pi times r squared. Sometimes they'll get tricky, and they will give you something like number 9 down here. Now if we look at number 9, if you look in your book on page 277, number 9, it says d equals 14. D is diameter. In diameter, if we remember our vocab, is all the way across. And we need r, which is halfway. I said what? Halfway. So if we take half of 14, we get our radius, which is half of 14, 7. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Follow me on, hopefully you're following me on the other end.
Remember this.
And now we're ready for pi r squared.
Yeah.
And we would put r in, so we got pi times, in this case it's 7 squared, right? 7 squared. And 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. So it'd be pi times 49. And I don't know what that is. It should be 150 something or a little over that. What do we got? You got that?
What do you say the pi was?
Pi, we got to hit the shift button in the upper left and hit EXP on these ones. And then you do times 49 equals 153.9. I got to warn you of something. When you're doing these, do you remember order of operations? There's another video, or will be, another video on order of operations where we use PEMDAS. And if you haven't watched it yet, you might remember this from back in the day. And when we're doing PEMDAS, the E stands for exponents, and then the M stands for multiplication. So we always want to make sure that we're doing our exponent, our squared first. If we don't, we'll get a very different answer, which will be very wrong. Okay? So make sure when you're solving these, you always do the square first. Okay? Alright. I can look on this page and I can see another one of those ones where it's like a circle over a circle over a circle, which reminds me of when we did area with rectangles, where there's like a rectangle over a rectangle. And if we look at this one, this 7 and 8, I would be willing to bet it's going to be like one of those, where we have to find the area of both the little circle in the middle and the bigger circle on the outside and work from there. So I'm going to work through that with LeCedric here in a minute. See what you can get. This one here, numbers 3 and 4, again, kind of a similar deal. More than likely, what we're doing there is trying to find the area of both and probably finding the difference using subtraction in order to find certain parts of it. I'll come back in a little while. I'm going to go another video and do some of the actual test questions. But for now, signing off. Give these a go, and if you're struggling at all, either give me a call, shoot me a text, or go on Edmodo. Alright, later.